So good morning, this is the 15th? Friday the 15th September, and yeah, just woken up in the suburbs of Hamburg. And all is good. You might hear some sort of thundering or rumbles. Those are the trains going overhead on the flyover. So it's not the quietest of places, and you are sort of, it's a big major road here and everything, so there was cars beeping and, you know, playing music and goodness knows what. But actually it weren't too bad. I didn't sleep that badly actually. I think I woke up a couple of times. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Oh man, I was in bed by 10 o'clock I think it was as well. I was shattered from yesterday. What a day yesterday, goodness me. It's just the thing with me, I don't do anything for ages and ages, but when I do something I pack so much in, and I'm always packing so many things in that by the end of the day I'm absolutely exhausted. You know, if I lived full time, I mean I live full time obviously, but imagine if I lived full time travelling. It'd be a completely different story because I could just take my time, but here I'm trying to squeeze so many things in one go. But yeah, I got up yesterday, and after the piece to camera I found a little cafe which was like a bakery, so I just went in there and I had a little croissant and a pastry and a coffee, and actually sat down and just enjoyed that, which was quite nice. Then saw an Audi which I'd seen on the way in, drove to that, but couldn't get the van parked for love nor money. I'm really good at parking this van, but there was just nowhere. There was no spaces, not enough, not big enough anyway. So I had to abort on that. So I thought, I'll sod it, we'll just go straight to the Airbus factory. Then took a wrong turn and ended up in Apple Central, in this little village, taking a wrong turn again, but finding an Audi, and so stocked up on some bits, and yeah, then got caught up in this this Apple convoy, or little tractor convoy that yeah, I subsequently found out I was surrounded by lots of orchards, and I think it must have been the picking season, because there were also vans with workers that, you know, looked like I don't know, you know, that kind of rough European features and sort of demeanour about them. There was a few vans like that in this convoy as well. But yeah, got to the factory. Excuse me. Just prior to getting there, I got to see one of the Airbus Belugas taking off, which was pretty cool. I've actually seen these things before, believe it or not, and I'll see if I can get the footage, because I did film one coming in. It was at Broughton, which is on the Cheshire Welsh border, I want to say, Harvard and West, or whatever it's called. There's an Airbus factory there, and that's where they basically make the wings. But they make the wings for all the aircraft there. They used to make them for the A380, but they make them for the 318, 319s, 320s, etc. They're all made in England, and then they're shipped in these transporter planes, which are Airbus specific transporter planes, and then they're taken to the assembly plants around Europe. So saw one of those take off. I saw one land, and then I parked up the van and everything and joined my tour. There was a lot of people there. There were two tour groups. There was all of those that speak English and all of those that speak German, but we were all corralled and onto the same bus each time and into the same spaces. So there must have been, what, I don't know, 40, 50 people. I want to say it was good, but I don't think it was worth the money. I mean, it was 24 euros, so it was about 20 quid. What have not. There's no water, there's nowhere to get anything to eat or anything like that. You are on your feet for a good 2.5 hours, maybe longer. You're standing for a long time. I knew of this because it pre-warns you, and walking distances haven't got a problem. It's when you're stood forever. But our guide, he was a nice guy. I've forgotten the guy's name, but he spoke really good English, and he was a really nice. He was an old guy, but he was very knowledgeable and everything. But I just felt that what you saw wasn't enough, because they put you on the bus and they take you around, and you get out and you go up these stairs, and you're in a mock-up. It's a big kind of hangar building where it's got a mock-up of the Airbus A350, which is their new kind of long-range passenger plane. And it's not done out of the carbon, whatever it is, composite that they make these things out of, but there's the outside tube, the skin and everything, but I think it's done out of something else. But inside you've got all the cabin, but we couldn't see that. We just walked up over the top of it. It's the full length, doesn't have wings on or anything, it's just the fuselage. And you go up into this bit, and then you sit and you watch a video of how the Airbus factory started, and it's all in German with English subtitles. And then we're sat there for ages being introduced to the history and the whole family. There's all these posters on the wall, and quite frankly a lot of that you could find out for yourself. I knew a lot anyway, or they could have just done it in some kind of thing where you could just walk around. So we're there for a good half hour, maybe longer. Then we all go on the bus. Then the bus takes us into the factory proper, so you then kind of go through a tunnel which goes underneath the runway, and then you're on the main plant itself, the big plant. And we go into a place where it's the final assembly. So when you go in, you go look up to a balcony, and there are 4 aircraft in front of you, all at different stages of assembly. But the one that was nearest to us is in the last stages of assembly before they take it out of that hangar and they take it to the paint shop to get its paint job. And then after its paint job, they then whack its engines on, get it all finally fitted and all working, etc, etc. And we were there forever, and my back started aching and I was getting really uncomfortable, and I tried to sit, and they send you with like a security person. You can't take any cameras in, so I was carrying my camera around but I couldn't use it. Everyone has to switch their phones off right at the very start. You've all got like a little thing that they're given as well, with a headphone, so you can hear him talk, so he's not having to shout. But you've got to be fairly close to him to be in range of the transmitter. And yeah, so, and we were just there for ages and ages. And yes, it's informative, but I was like, fucking hell, I really need to sit down or walk or something. And I was just thinking, we could have gone up and down sort of thing, or that hangar, and seen it in a bit more detail, but you don't. So you've always got the same thing that he's talking about, and he's pointing about things that are way in the distance and what have not. So it was very frustrating. And you come down, and then you get on the bus again, and then we went to a place where they're making the A330, so this is the wider bodied aircraft, and fitting them out. And again, you're there for ages, just looking at all of these stations in front of you. and then you're back on the bus again, and then we go to what was the old A380. So the A380 was their largest aircraft, but they've stopped making now, but they've still got all the hangars. And so you see one of these hangars, it's now got 6 Airbuses in there, whereas before it have only had 1 of these large A380s. And he tells us the history of how they were made, etc, etc, but now they use this as a fitting out hangar and everything. And then it's, oh yeah, we did a little bimble around where we saw some aircraft ready for delivery, a beluga unloading, a fuselage section being moved around, etc, etc. And then that was it. And yeah, I think I just wanted to see more, to be honest with you. And obviously I couldn't take pictures, so I'll put whatever I find and I'll whack it. I'll get all this stuff off the internet. You can probably see more of the factory on Google Earth, which I've looked at in the past, than you do in person, to be honest with you. So it was yeah, it's nice to see lots of aircraft up close. It's nice to see them all brand new and shiny, and get an insight into the processes. Yes, it was informative, but I just don't think it was really worth the money, and maybe could be tweaked and modified. And also you're going past restaurants, because they've got all their own catering facilities there, even, you know, just to stop off so you could have a coffee and a glass of water or something halfway round would have been quite nice. You know, even if we have to pay for it, or you're part of the thing is like you get a voucher, I don't know. But anyway, it's done now, and it's off my bucket list, and it was good to see. Yeah, I'm glad I did it, put it that way. It was just not as brilliant as I was expecting. From there I then drove into Hamburg. Now that was interesting. I mean, Hamburg is insane place. It is amazing. I mean, I've always heard of Hamburg, known of Hamburg ever since I came to Germany back in 1989 for the first time. Actually, I came before that into Munich, but then went on a holiday to Austria, so that doesn't really count. But anyway, it was I've always known of it as being this industrial, aggressive city, and not particularly nice, etc. But I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. You drive past the docks, these container ports. You drive past the ports where they're unloading coal. There's ships, there's trains. And I love everything transportation anyway, because I'm a geek. And it was just brilliant seeing all of this stuff. And there was roadworks on the motorways, and so there was a lot of a detour, so it was going all under and over and everywhere, but you could think it was just like, whoa. And yeah, then come out the other end and finally make it to this park up, which is like a 24/7 park up specifically for motorhomes. Got settled in. I thought I'll go for a recce. It's 5 o'clock. Google Maps said by walking it was going to take me 35 minutes so to go to where I'm going to go today, started walking, and I was walking and walking, but I got there in half an hour. But it is a bit of a walk. Sussed out the place, went round with the camera, took some footage, went round downtown to the town hall square and stuff. And it is beautiful, Hamburg. I absolutely love it. I've never seen so many bridges in all my life. That'd be an interesting one. What city in the world has the most bridges? Because like Amsterdam's got a few, because you've got that whole canal network. But here it was insane. There were so many bridges. But I absolutely loved it. It's beautiful. And then I came back to the van, and there was a little pizza place nearby, so I got a pizza and just chilled in the van and rested, because I was really knackered and just needed to just lie down. I feel so much better now. But yeah, Hamburg is just brilliant. I love that. I love it. It's just full of stuff and just trains and ships and cars and I haven't seen any trams, but it does have an underground, and it does have this big sort of regional train network that's going over these flyovers and stuff like that, and canals, and and boats and everything. It's just big. I saw a big cruise ship as I was coming in as well. Cranes, there's cranes everywhere as well. Sorry, I get a bit excited, don't I? Sorry. But yeah, it was great, and I got here and I've slept reasonably well. Yes, it's noisy, but to be fair, I drowned out quite a lot of sounds. I think I was so tired, I slept through quite a lot of it. Up early this morning. I've had my ablution. I've had a shower, which is great. I've paid my money. It was €27, but you've got hot showers, decent toilets, etc. You can do all the stuff that motorhomers do with their waste and goodness knows what, and filling up. It's got all of those facilities. You're literally 30 minutes walk from the city centre, or there is actually a train station just here that you can get on, I think, which takes you into the main central station. It's just awesome. It's yeah, all towns and cities should have this. I've said this many times before. And you don't even have to pay for the shower. Like even at Den Haag, I still had to put €50 in. No, not €50, 50 cents rather, to have a shower. It's like, fuck's sake. I've already paid a chunk of money to be on your site. Don't rub it in by then asking for more money. But anyway, it's done. So I'm all done, I'm cleaned up, I've got the bike out because I thought, you know what, yes it is only half an hour, but I'm going to be walking around this place for hours and hours, so I just got the bike out, ready to go, so I'm going to cycle in, so I should hopefully get there in about 15 minutes. I now know the way, and get back to the van for around about 4 o'clock, pack up and then get on the road, because I came here 4:30 yesterday, so I technically need to be away by 4:30. And then after that I've only got I think it's an hour and a half drive from Hamburg to Puttgarden, where the ferry goes from tomorrow. So I'm just going to take me time getting up onto that little peninsula of Germany. Parkfernite has loads of places, so I'm just going to try and find somewhere to park up. And I think my ferry's not until midday, because I was thinking of moving tomorrow from this site, but I thought it was just easy just to pay for one 24-hour session and then get on the road now. So it's all done. So I've got a whole morning to just have a bit of a lay-in and mooch around and do whatever. And that's it. So yeah, exciting day today. I will bring the camera with me. Hopefully I can take footage. I know CJ had footage in now. I've seen people in there in videos with cameras and stuff, so one presumes I'm going to have to take this camera just so I can zoom in and get a bit more detail if possible. So I'm dead excited about today, because as I said, it's something that I've wanted to do for so long. It's the boy in me, it's the child in me that's been giddy about this for a long time. Yes, I know for any women out there, you're probably thinking, what a fucking loser. But hey, I mean, you all think that anyway, so, it doesn't really matter, why change? Yeah, exciting day. And I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be, hopefully, full of enthusiasm and like a giddy schoolboy. Who knows? See ya. Right, wind this up so you can hear me. Finally on our way. Just left Hamburg and we're now on the motorway. This is the E05. We're going to follow this to Lübeck, I think it is, and then we're going to go to Puttgarden. And that's it. It would have been nice to have stayed another night in Hamburg, and I probably could have done, to be honest with you. I could have just bought another 24 euros, or 24 hours worth rather. But my ferry is 12:40 tomorrow. It's not far from Hamburg to Puttgarden. It's only like an hour and a half, hour and 3/4, something like that. But I've been all day on my feet today, and I just think it would just be nice just to park up, try and get somewhere a bit early-ish, a bit like yesterday, and then just chill. Get some supper, maybe watch a film. I don't need to be up early tomorrow, so yeah. Sorry, I just came to a junction and had to pay attention. So yeah, we're going to get on the road to Puttgarden and get there nice and early. And there are quite a few park for nights. I'm just going to try just a parking lot, which I think is still 10 euros, but it's quite close to the port. But if it's shite, I've got time to look around the island to find other places. But what a day! Oh my god! Oh, I've been like a kid in a toy shop all day. I'll talk about it tomorrow morning in a little bit more detail, but all I can say is that miniature Wonderland was well worth the wait. It was everything I expected and more, and I was there for 5 hours, and I saw all of the exhibits, I saw all of the landscapes, etc. But there's a lot of detail missed. There's certain scenes, certain things that are on YouTube that I didn't get to see any of those today. Well, actually, I think I saw the big fire station one, and that was it. But yeah, certain scenarios that I didn't see. You need a day, or a number of days. You need to. It's one of those places that you need to go to, and then you need to go again, and then each time you go, you see something different. It's like that. I need to take Ezra there. I think Ezra will love it. So I need to sort that out. But anyway, on the road now, and hopefully find somewhere half decent tonight. Get a nice sleep, and then we're all set to get the ferry to Denmark tomorrow lunchtime. So I'll speak to you later. Yeah, have a bit of road. Bit of road, bit of Neewer. Quite interesting, this stretch of motorway. I don't know if you noticed it, but it's got on the inside lane here, it's got a gantry like for trams. I did see something about this once where they were testing a system, I think, for like electric lorries. When they get onto the motorways, a pantograph goes up and it gets power from these overhead lines. They've got them here on this stretch of motorway on both sides. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Whether it will catch on, I don't know. A lot of work to do. You think there's a post almost every, I don't know, what is that, 30 metres or something like that. That'll take a very, very long time to put in. Whether it'll catch on, who knows. But that's what this is. It's a test bed for electric vehicles, yeah. Just on sides of the bridge that we're going to cross to get across to the island. I've forgotten the name of the island. I think the crossing's called the Fairman crossing, or something like that. The water looks beautiful, beautiful dark blue. So yeah, we're right at the top of Germany, and then we go over onto an island which is still part of Germany, and that island is where we're going to stay tonight. And from the north of the island at Puttgarden we shall get the ferry across to a place called, I think it's called Redmi, and that's in the south of Denmark, or that side of Denmark, because obviously Denmark kind of goes around, and you can access it from mainland Germany, which is another way, probably the way that I'll come back. But I just thought this would be a nice way to go, and quite easy because it's quite close to Hamburg. So yes, what a beautiful day today as well, really beautiful day. I must admit though, do you know, I've been quite tired this little drive. It's only been a short drive, so maybe I didn't sleep as well as I thought last night. Because a couple of times I just felt myself kind of nodding off. So don't have long now. What is it now? I get there at 17:37, it's now 17:15, so yeah, we're all good. I think there's roadworks going on to this bridge. I saw a documentary about this. I think they're going to make a new crossing. They're actually building a tunnel underneath this strait, which I think a lot of the locals are quite pissed off about, and various, you know, people that are into their nature and ecologists, etc., etc. But they're doing it anyway, because I watched a documentary on all of the procedure of how they built the tunnel and stuff, and it will have like a rail tunnel as well. There's like one railway here, but it looks quite rusted up, to be honest with you. I think this is the only road crossing. Can't see anything else. Hang on, oh, wrong place. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it's one way on the bridge. with pints of beer. Oh, please let it be. Grown men with pints of beer. Is this going to be a thing? Please let it be. So I've lucked out. They did beer and they did sausage and chips with mayo. So that's my tea sorted. That's my thirst quenched for the moment. And got this view here of kite surfers and ferries. So sometimes life really sucks, doesn't it?